G'day guys, happy Wednesday and welcome to episode 103. We have come a long way of Ask Jack D. Today I take a question as to whether I believe in destiny. And the answer is both yes and no. I get very woo-woo, very spiritual, and point you in the direction of a couple of resources that can help you explore your views of this subject. But I would be very interested to know in the comments below, after you've watched the episode and heard what I have to say on the subject, is destiny something you believe in?
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me. Line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man. Check my titles, mate, quickly.
G'day guys, welcome to episode 103 of Ask Jack D. Today we take a question from Tom Hunter of Twitter, who asks, Jack, do you believe in destiny? Hashtag Ask Jack D. Tom Hunter, very cool name and very intriguing question. Do I believe in destiny? The answer is both yes and no. I do believe in destiny in the sense that I believe that you have a path. I believe that that phone was always going to ring during the filming of this because Rosie's yet to learn how to turn it on silent. And I believe that there's certain, I believe that every person that comes to Earth comes called, right? I think that we all have a purpose. However, I do believe that you can rewrite your destiny, and I do believe that you can re-choose or re-decide what you want your path to be. So while I do believe, like in an Einstein-esque kind of a view of time, is that time has already happened, right? We are not moving through time, sort of time is moving through us. But if you look at the future as a set of events that is yet to, has occurred, but we are yet to move through it, right, is an Einstein-esque interpretation of what time is. So in that sense, everything in the future has already kind of happened, which is destiny in the popular interpretation of the word. However, I do also believe that we have the power of, as human beings, to choose a different set of events and circumstances and a different path going forward. I'm getting really strange looks from my whole entire camera crew right now, which is fucking awesome, because that's my view, right? And if you read about Einstein, you'll sort of get a better understanding of what I'm saying. If you read Conversations with God, book 3, it talks about exactly what I'm saying right now. So it's an interesting view, but all of a human being's power comes from understanding that in every single moment, with our mind, with our heart, with our thoughts, our words, and our actions, we are creating ourselves and we are creating the world around us. Hence why I believe we can recreate the future. Every single time anybody has done anything meaningful, if you look at throughout history, it has been somebody that has come up against thousands or hundreds of years, often hundreds of years of thought or social paradigms or what were previously considered laws or social constructs. And they said, I think that the future might look different to the way we have previously imagined it. And here is a different idea. Here is a different view. Here is a different vision for what tomorrow might look like. Einstein is a great example of that. When Einstein, 1905, did a lot of his best work, he wrote 4 papers that changed science and changed the world and changed physics forever. He was up against 200 years of scientific thought. He was up against Sir Isaac Newton, who in 1905, from late 1600s to early 1900s, Newton was considered God. Like if Newton wrote something, it was law, it was fact, it was done, right? And along comes Einstein and he goes, I actually have a different view of the universal law of gravitation, which that particular paper he published in 1916. But he went up against 200 years of scientific thought. He went up against scientific laws. He went up against Newton. Even though everybody just assumed and accepted that Newton was right. So I think that all of our power comes from realizing that the way things have been done up until now does not need to dictate the way they will be done going forward. The past does not need to resemble the future does not need to resemble the past. And the only time that changes is when somebody comes along and says, I think the future might look a little bit different. And when someone good enough comes along and says that, they often prove themselves right. A lot of the time, pioneers and really influential people that leave incredible legacies don't let the world shape who they are. They amp up who they are so that they can ultimately shape the world and rewrite what the future might look like. So yes, I think we all, I do believe in destiny, but I don't believe it's fixed I believe you can change it and mold it and shape it. I believe that our lives and the world are far more malleable than we think.
'Cause I'm lining up the stars.